Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of the Grid Autosport Career Mode series, and today we're going to be deciding which discipline we're going to be doing, and we have the Touring, Endurance, Open Wheel, Tuner and Street to decide for our very first season in Grid Autosport. And I decided, because our channel is mainly racing with open wheelers, we're going to kick it off with that discipline, and we're going to be doing the F3 Championship. And here is a brief description of what our area is.
Qualifying gives you a real advantage here, as events that feature more than one race at the same location keep the qualifying order throughout. This is fast yet disciplined racing, where contact should be avoided at all costs. Take full advantage of your rival's slipstream to really put the pressure on. These are your available championships. Committing to the longer season will mean more races, but will also earn you more XP for the chosen discipline.
So there we go guys, we are in the open wheel season, and we're going to be kicking it off with the Zoom Grand Prix series. So we have a bit of a decision here, do we go with Intel Motorsport or Razor Motorsport? And you may remember we did a video at Istanbul Park and I loved the skin of the Razor Motorsport team. So I decided to go with them because I love their car. Look at it, it looks beautiful, their skin, and it's got more XP for us. So we've got two races. We have one at the Sepang International Circuit, and then we have the Autosport Raceway to do. There's two races in each event, so two at Kuala Lumpur and two at the Autosport Speedway. So we're here for the first one at Sepang on the South Circuit reversed, so a bit weird for us because we raced the Grand Prix layout quite a bit on the F1 games. So we've got a two-race event. Qualifying I didn't include in this, so we have our rival for this event as well, which you'll see on the screen is Intel Motorsport. Tobias Fischhoff is our rival, so I skipped the qualifying from this video and I start down the order, sadly, in 8th position, which many will think you'll be alright, but for me it's not, because most of this track I do know off the back of my head. So away we go then for our first race in the open wheel season in our F3 style car. On this one, 4 laps. As you can see, we've got our teammate and aggressive radio thing, which we mentioned in the last episode of the career mode. And it looks like, so far, it looks pretty well done so far, with 6th position, 2 positions gained. Honest, as we're still trying to learn to drive this car, because this is obviously different from the touring car which we drove in the first episode in the Legends series. This car's got a lot of oversteer, and the car likes to slide out of the slow corners, which you will see in this video. So the guy looked like to go on the inside of us, but we gave the room, and we got a very nice exit out of there to come down to what is the final corner, which is a chicane corner. Not a chicane corner, a hairpin corner, I apologise. We brake a bit late, we're going to hook the inside, and we're not that far off the lead actually, considering we had a bad start on the grid with 8th place. So we're starting lap number 2, then the lap is under a minute mainly on there. So our first lap is a 1:01. So we're going to go into turn 1 now, brake just before the 100-metre ball. We make a mistake and we luckily hit the car in front, which hasn't helped us, and we lose the back end there, and we lose it, and we try to reverse it, but there's a car there that hits us on the side, and we have handling damage, as you'll see by the orange yellowy light there on the right hand side of your screen, which will mean that our handling is going to be horrible to keep this in a straight line. But we'll see how we do here as we go now. Oh, we go a bit wide. You can see the handling issues we have now, but we have to cope for another 3 laps as we're getting overtaken now into 12th place. You can see that penalty system, which I really love about this game. It stops us from cutting the corners to gain an advantage at this stage. Coming into the hairpin then to end lap number 2, and it seems that we're 12 seconds off the pace of the leaders from that spin, and our handling's not going to help either, so this is going to be eventful here. So we're going to start another lap, and our lap is a 1:07, which is not the best. We're going to brake now. We're going to try and brake as early as possible. You can see we attempt that, but we get it right this time, not to hit that curve which we did on the last lap, as our engineers just told us that we have a problem with the steering column. So as you can see there, I pushed the buttons to let me know about where my teammate is and the damage of the car. and we've got steering column damage, and our teammate is 3 seconds behind, so he's not doing the best in this race. He's 14th, well, he's 13th now, as we're catching up to this guy in front of Jesus, or Jesus, or I don't know how they pronounce it wherever they are, but we're going to say Jesus, as we come into the hairpin then to start what will be the final lap of this race. And it's not been the best start to the career mode in the open wheel discipline, but obviously this is on the very hard difficulty AI, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge for us, but we'll face the challenge and we'll see how we do. So we're going to see if we can gain 10th place here. So we're going to go into turn 1 now, hitting that apex nicely there. Took a bit of grass, and once again we needed a repeat of what we did in on the second lap, but we keep it on in a straight line and we continue on our way, but we've lost ground to Jesus in front of us, who's in 10th place in the points paying position. Now at this stage I wasn't too sure if we were going to get points for 11th place, but we're going to find out at the end of this video, I believe, as we're going to be breaking now into the hairpin. Get a very nice exit, so I was thinking at this stage we could get a podium here, which will be very exciting for us if we get this done. As the leaders are completing the race itself, we're going to try and go down the inside there, but we just didn't have any space down that inside, and it's going to be a very disappointing start to our career mode. 11th place for us, where we felt we could have been a bit higher considering our start we had when we got to 6th place, but 11th place. But we finished ahead of our rival, which was important for the team's perspective on there. So we are 7th in the team standings, and we got 2 points for 11th, so that's pretty reasonable on there. So as you said, for the team standings, we are currently just outside our target, I feel. I think our target was 6th or 5th overall in the standings, and look at that, we're 12.5 seconds off the race lead. So you can see us now, we're 11th in the driver's standings after 1 race of 2, and we're in 7th, so we're 1 place below 6th position of Monster Energy Racing. So it's the same grid once again from qualifying, so we're starting 8th again for race number 2, same number of laps, but we hope to not make the same mistake as we did in the first race with that spin. So here we go then, race 2, we are away once again, and it's a bit of a sluggish start for us in the car, while the cars in front have pulled away at this stage. As we're now going to go into turn 1 there, we're going to be a bit aggressive this time, and same as the last race, we're up to 6th position as the car there decides to slow down for no apparent reason, we don't know why. As we go slightly wide out of that corner, which will lose us 7th for the time being, but we get the position back. Thinking of a move down the inside of Aaron, but we keep the position in 6th, as we hope to improve on our performance from the first race. As you saw, we spun earlier in this episode. We get a very nice exit there, but we take a bit of grass, which will hinder our grip for the next corner, for the hairpin for the final corner. And we're going to try and brake late, but we go slightly wide there, but we could do a slingshot style move, but it hasn't worked for us. But you're going to see now the OP draft that this game has, which I feel is a bit overpowered, but we'll let them off on there. So you can see the speed difference there. We're going to go down the inside on there, so we're up to 5th place now, as we just try to get it on the inside. We hit the apex beautifully there, as we're now coming now through the back there, and our teammate is 14th, which is pretty not good for the team's championship aspects here. So I'm just flickering through the teammate rules, and we're going to make him attack now with 2.5 laps to go, to see if we can hinder some points, because he's got to finish 12th to get points at this stage. So we get a reasonable exit out of there as we come down the back straight for the hairpin once again, as we're going to be braking relatively just after the 100-meter board, going into the hairpin. We just take a bit of the grass, but we didn't want to cut it because we'll get a slowdown for taking that corner cut. And we're not that far off the lead, I will say as well. He's just slightly up the road. I think he's about 5 seconds up the road on there. So we're halfway through the race, and we are not that far off. So we might have a sniff of a win, but we've got to really pick up the pace, try and get a fastest lap if we can of the session, as we're coming now through this lovely set of corners, which is better in the Grand Prix layout. This is the reversed layout, as many of you may not have realised on there. So a bit of an oversteer moment there, but we correct it nicely as we're going to try and catch up now to the back of this car in front, which is Leo Turner for 4th position, as we come down the back straight once again for the final time here, as we're going to be now braking very heavy now, as we see 2 cars for 2nd fighting over that, which gives us and Leo the chance to catch up and maybe get 3rd place, as we're going to get drafted once again, as we're now going to be starting the final lap of this race and the first round of the Zone Cup Championship, whatever it's called. And apparently we set the fastest lap, so that's a great sign for us. Oh, it'd be very great if someone spun it in front of them, which is great to see the AI on there. And we have a massive drift out of that corner, hitting the grass, the curb, looking to keep it on the track. So it looks like 4th is going to be guaranteed for us, which will be pretty better for us, considering we had the disappointing 11th place at the start of the episode. As we're going to be going through towards the happen for the final time on there. And can we get a podium? Our first podium of the season in our only our 2nd race of the season. Are we going to get it done? I don't think we will, but we can always try. And we make a bit of contact there, but we will give the guy his position. We don't want to really be a bad driver and gain that place from tapping him out. So 4th place will do us really in this episode. So that will do nicely for us as we cross the finish line to complete this episode of the career mode series. And the next episode will be the 2nd event and the final round, which will be at the Auto Speedway circuit on there. So we've got a lovely 13 points. But if you guys like this video, then make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Grid Autosport gameplay. But we shall see you for the next episode of the Grid Autosport career mode series. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are in the world, and we shall see you for episode 3. Take care guys, see you later.